In the heart of the ancient Indonesian archipelago lies an island shrouded in mystery and danger, Komodo Island. Here, under the scorching sun and amidst thorny thickets, reign the last kings of the prehistoric world, the Komodo dragons. They are apex predators, living dragons that dominate their ecosystem with deadly jaws and venomous bites. Yet, even among these giants, the struggle for survival never ceases. This is a true story about the fight for power, prey, and dominance between two mighty male Komodo dragons, a duel known as the Cannibal Crown. In a remote bay flanked by steep cliffs and dense mangrove forests, reigned Black Dragon. His name came from his dark, almost black skin, which had seen many dry seasons and fierce battles. He was a large, old male Komodo dragon, with scars adorning his muscular body, each scratch telling a tale of won battles and conquered prey. Black Dragon was the absolute ruler of his territory, no other. Komodo dared to challenge his authority in this place. He had access to rare fresh water sources and strategic hunting paths, making him the most dominant Komodo in the area. From the eastern side of the island came a new threat, Red One. Red One was a younger, yet equally powerful Komodo, with distinctive reddish markings on his back. He was agile, aggressive, and ambitious. For the past few weeks, Red One had been expanding his territory, pushing out smaller Komodos and seeking opportunities to challenge dominance. He had heard rumors of the richness of Black Dragon's territory, abundant prey and perfect basking spots. Now, he moved forward, his sharp scent carried on the air, signaling an unwanted presence. Tension rose when a large Timor deer, a coveted prey, entered Black Dragon's territory and was injured. The blood trail attracted Red One, who sensed the opportunity to solidify his power. The two Komodo kings engaged in a fierce battle over the injured prey. Black Dragon, with years of experience, employed a cautious, deadly tactic, attempting to pin Red One down. Meanwhile, Red One relied on his speed and aggression to quickly outmaneuver the older king. The battle was brutal, with raw power and instinct at play. Eventually, Black Dragon managed to bite Red One's hind leg, but Red One's power, agility, and perseverance allowed him to counterattack, grabbing Black Dragon's neck. In the final moments, Red One was wounded, but healing faster than the powerful older Komodo. As the battle wore on, the tide shifted, with Red One taking the lead. Although the battle continued, the powerful older Komodo's fatigue set in, and his final counterattack led to an unequivocal defeat. Red One, though limping and panting, stood tall over his prey. Black Dragon had left, silently acknowledging his defeat. Red One was the victor. He had challenged the reigning king and successfully claimed his right to the prey and, more importantly, to this territory. With powerful jaws, Red One began to tear into the deer, celebrating his victory with a well-deserved feast. The scent of fresh blood filled the air, marking a new era. The Cannibal Crown had changed hands. Red One was now the new king, at least for now. The wound on his leg would heal, but the experience of this battle would be a valuable lesson that would shape him into an even tougher and wiser predator. After devouring most of his prey, Red One lay exhausted near the remains of the deer. Despite his victory, he was not unscathed. His leg ached, and he knew that Black Dragon's venom would take time for his strong immune system to fight off. However, he had proven himself worthy. From a distance, Black Dragon watched, not with anger, but with a bitter acceptance. He had lost, but he knew that this was the law of nature. The young generation would always challenge the old. The strong would always fight for dominance. He had been king for a long time, and now it was his turn to adapt or perish. He would retreat, seeking new, less crowded territories, or perhaps just waiting for his final moments. This duel, which was perhaps just one of countless battles in the Komodo wilderness, teaches us many things. It is a story about the cycle of life and death, about ambition and survival. Black Dragon reminds us that even the strongest will one day find a younger, fiercer competitor, while Red One shows that with courage and perseverance, anyone can rise to the top, even when facing the greatest obstacles. The sun began to set on the horizon of Komodo Island, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple. The forest returned to silence, leaving only the sound of crickets and the rustling of the wind. Red One, the new king, rested. Although he had claimed his territory and prey, he was part of a larger ecosystem. His existence, like Black Dragon's before him, maintained the balance of nature. This duel was not about good or evil, but about the survival of species and incessant evolution. This story teaches us about the harshness of life in the wild, where every day is a fight for survival. However, behind the brutality, there is beauty in adaptation, strength, and resilience. It is a reminder that nature is the best teacher, instructing us about courage, endurance, and the eternal cycle of life and change. May this story inspire many, teaching us about our or for the wonders of nature and the importance of preserving this fragile ecosystem. The Komodo dragon is a masterpiece of evolution that teaches us about extreme adaptation, survival strategies, and the complexity of nature. Venom and strategy of patience. Lesson: long-term effectiveness. The Komodo dragon relies not only on physical strength but also on true venom that causes shock and internal bleeding. This teaches that in competition, the most effective weapon is one that is slowly and methodically lethal, allowing the Komodo to wait for large prey to succumb over several days. Superior sensory mechanism. Lesson: maximizing resources. The Komodo dragon uses its forked tongue and Jacobson's organ to taste the air, detecting the scent of blood up to 9.5 kilometers away. This demonstrates the importance of optimizing one's senses and tools to seek opportunities, even from an impossible distance. Cannibalism and survival adaptation. Lesson: the harsh rule of survival. Cannibalism is common. Young Komodo dragons must hide from the adults, even by rolling themselves in feces to avoid detection. This is a lesson about the harshness of the life cycle and how the young must adapt to extremes to survive under constant threat. Parthenogenesis, birth without a father. Lesson: resilience and species continuation. Female Komodo dragons can reproduce asexually, parthenogenesis, without a male, producing male offspring. This is a phenomenal biological adaptation that ensures the species can endure and rebuild the population even when isolated and lacking male partners. The Komodo dragon is a symbol of resilience and biological efficiency, a predator that dominates its ecosystem not just with strength, but with intelligence, chemical adaptation, and a deep understanding of the cycle of life and death.